Nick from gardenandgreen.co.uk, and I thought I would do one of these videos where I look at somewhere and have a quick chat about it. In this case, it is about the Marble Arch Mound, which is a temporary structure that's been built near Marble Arch in the West End of London, near Hyde Park. And it's caused a lot of controversy because of the cost that I think it cost £6 million, I think, and it's basically become a bit of a white elephant in the sense that nobody wants to pay to go up it. Now, it's nothing new to pay to go into a garden, and it's nothing new to pay to go into something that'll take you high up. You know, like the Eiffel Tower has been around for well over a century, and that's exactly what people do. They pay, or the London Eye opposite the House of Commons. You know, people pay to go up high to have a great view of a city. And also, as I say, people pay to go into a lovely garden and have a walk around a garden. So the idea of someone paying to go into the Marble Arch Mound isn't necessarily a crazy idea, but the problem is that first of all, it's not that high, so you don't get a huge, massive view from the top. I don't think it's 25 meters high, I think. And then secondly, the actual greenery is all new and very sort of plain. And now, when I read about this, I was thinking, oh well, you know, you've got to give it a chance. If it's going to be there for years and years, eventually it'll probably look pretty good, you know, like once the trees are mature and the shrubs and all the plants on the sides of the mound, you know, within a few years. Because I remember there was a DIY store built in my area, and it had like a bit of a sort of road going up to it, and it was all like concrete, like holding the earth back, and it was very tall, and they put plants in between to make it like a green sort of wall effect. And when they finished it, it was terrible because it just looked as though it was a complete failure, because it was just still a grey massive wall with a few plants. You know, it just looked really bare and just didn't look what you'd imagine a green wall to look like. But a few years later, if you go there now, or at least the last time I went past it, it is a huge green wall of foliage, and it looks fantastic. So that's what I thought was going to happen with this Marble Arch Mound. And anyway, it turns out, from what I can see on the website, is that it is temporary, but not even just for a few years. It's temporary until I think January 2022. So, like, less than a year it's open for. So it's crazy because none of these trees and stuff are going to have a chance to mature on the mound. So it's not really going to get much. It's not going to improve between now and the end of summer. What you see here is what it's going to look like if they're going to take it off, because it's all scaffolding underneath, and there's a bit of like a light show or something inside it. And it's created that much controversy, I think, that one of the council leaders has resigned or something, and it's free to go up to the top of it for this month in August. So if you're in London, you want to go up the top, I think you can go up for free. But if they knew it was going to be just open till January, I mean, it's so temporary for such a big thing that it just seems crazy that it's for such a short amount of time. But if they did know that it was going to be just like less than a year, then obviously you'd be thinking, you know, all these things on the mound, you know, it's no use planting plants that are going to take a few years to get mature. So if they'd made this mound into something you might see at Chelsea Garden, like the flower show at Chelsea, or like, you know, just like if it was all like cottage garden plants, that perennials all in bloom in the summer, you know, people maybe would pay to have a walk up the stairs and go throughout a lovely sort of cottage garden, or you could have planted hundreds of roses and made it into like a rose garden mound, and I'm sure loads of people would have paid to go in amongst all the roses, you know, to take their Instagram photos and stuff. that people like doing, and yeah, or even like a bamboo forest, or there's all sorts of ideas he could have done that would have had an immediate impact within a few months, or if you'd planted sunflowers throughout this mound, hundreds and hundreds of sunflowers, well, they grow huge within a season, and it would have been big flowers all throughout the mound. Something like that would have maybe attracted people, but unfortunately, what they've created is something that's very temporary, and the plants they've put in it are things that are going to take a few years. Because if they did leave it, it would. I mean, you can see here some of these trees, like this one, the one there, the one here. Once if they got to like more mature heights, and then all the shrubs, this was all bushy and flowers and stuff, it would look really, really attractive. But anyway, it's not. So this is a live cam from the website, so you can see it. This is live, yeah. See if there's many people on it. Here we go. Yeah, there's you see people going up the stairs there, and then there's a bit of a small crowd on the top of it. As you can see, it's not high at all. It's just the height of these buildings here. And then look at, you can go on that tower block. It's like twice, 3 times the height of the mound. So you wouldn't pay £6 to go to have a view, I don't think. And that's the problem. So anyway, that's the mound, and I assume, it's a big job that they've done. It, if that's all scaffolding underneath, it must took ages to get it up, and then just to be I don't know why they're doing it so temporary. But anyway, that's what it is. It's one of them things where it's like a good idea, perhaps, but it's got some flaws in it, definitely. And anyway, I just thought I'd have a quick look at it and tell people about it and see what you think. Leave a comment. See if you've been to it. What did you think of it? Were you impressed? Were you unimpressed? Okay then. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye bye.